Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeffrey, the Christian Whistleblower, coming to you from the original NCK Bunker. Many of you recognize the original NCK Bunker back here for a few days in Clearwater, Florida. And we're back here in the one, the only, the original NCK Bunker. Ladies and gentlemen, nice to have you here. Hope to continue to bring you some podcast excellence during the time here in Florida. And yes, it's the original NCK, brother Rocky Stucci. How you doing? And today I want to talk to you about something, ladies and gentlemen, something that is very near and dear to me, something I think is hugely important in our understanding, hugely important in our understandings of life and really in how we live, in how we move, and how we have our being. I didn't bug out. I'm just on a little respite down here in Florida, paying attention to my mother and having a good time. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. You have heard the scriptures that say that men's hearts will be failing them for fear. You've also heard the scriptures say that Jesus came to give us peace that passes all understanding. Let me just say something about that right at the beginning. When Jesus said, "Peace I leave with you," peace not as the world gives, but peace that passes all understanding. Understand what Jesus was dealing with at that time. When he said, "Peace I leave with you," it wasn't a world of rainbows and unicorns and flowers and everything was great. When Jesus said, "Peace I leave with you," this was right after they had this false flag crucifixion. When Jesus said, "Peace I leave with you," this was after that show trial. When they said, "Peace I leave with you," this was after them trying to kill him. But yet, in the midst of all that stuff, Jesus said, "Peace I give to you." Peace. Peace that passes all understanding, and that's key. And I might be bearing the lead, but he said peace that passes all understanding. Because listen, ladies and gentlemen, truth doesn't come with a sword. That's bullshit. I'm not sure what you mean, Michael Murphy, but that just struck me wrong. And truth is a sword, but it doesn't come with a sword, because what did Jesus say? Those that live by the sword will die by the sword. We're not in the sword business, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, I'm not going to even pay attention to the comments. But Jesus said peace. Peace, right? Peace. Peace even when people are trying to crucify you. Peace even when people are trying to kill you. Peace even when people are trying to arrest you. Well, Jeff, you don't understand. That's right, I don't understand. Because Jesus said, "I give you peace that passes all understanding." And what happens in the realm of understanding, ladies and gentlemen, is this. In the realm of understanding, people are trying to kill you, and you become fearful. In the world of understanding, things are going to happen, and people are going to die, so it's going to be a really bad time, and you get fearful. Understanding is the realm of fear. All things are going to happen. People are going to die. They're going to be chopping heads. There are going to be signs happening. They're going to be coming for us. It's going to get bad. It's going to get scary. Things are going to get really tough. You better prepare. That's the world of understanding. That's the world where men's hearts fail them for fear. Listen to me, folks. This might be the most important podcast you've ever heard. If you live in understanding, your hearts will fail you for fear. If you live in understanding, you will be moved. If you live in understanding, you'll be fearful. If you live in understanding, your heart might fail you for fear. And I'm sorry I'm holding a selfie stick. If you live in understanding, you may not make it. But Jesus said, "Peace I leave with you." Even when people are trying to kill me, peace. Even if these YouTube prophets are right, and they are trying to kill you, even if these YouTube prophets are right and they aren't trying to put you on trial, even if these YouTube prophets are right and they are trying to destroy you, Jesus said, even in the midst of people trying to kill him, people trying to destroy him, people lying about him, people trying to frame him, people literally trying to kill him, what did he say? Peace I leave with you. Peace not as the world gives, because the world's peace gives out when things get tough. But Jesus said, peace that passes all understanding. Fear, worrying about signs, that's in the realm of understanding. But Jesus says we have a peace that passes all understanding, because, ladies and gentlemen, what it is, it's overstanding. I don't get moved by fear by what you understand to be coming, because I overstand that it doesn't matter. You understand that signs might be coming. Oh my God. I overstand that I'll have peace even if they do. And I'll get into some more overstanding. You understand that there might be persecution and people might be coming against us, and you're, oh my God. But I overstand that it doesn't matter. You understand that this might be the last times. You understand this might be the end days. You understand that things might get terrible. I understand it doesn't matter to me, because I'm not under the standing of this world. I'm not under the standing of what could happen, what might happen. I'm overstanding this dimension. I'm overstanding what these people might want to do. I'm overstanding what these people might try to do. Remember when Jesus said, don't worry about bitches that can kill this body. If you're in your understanding, you're worried about people that can kill this body. Doesn't bother me a bit. Don't worry about it. What about people that can kill your spiritual growth and your spiritual freedom, your divinity, your sovereignty, your freedom? That's what you need to worry about. I'm not understanding. I'm overstanding. That's why when everybody else on YouTube is talking about signs that are coming and how horrible it's going to be, when everybody else in the YouTube is talking about how it could be, and you better watch out because people are going to get killed, you better watch out, they're going to chop heads, you better get ready because things are going to get bad, I say bogus. And I'm going to show you why. I'm not guided by understanding. I'm guided by overstanding, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm going to try to share the screen here. And I don't know. Share. Let me see if I can share my screen. Share? No, that's not that kind of share. No, I don't think I can do this. Well, anyway, let me show it. All that we're giving all, we lost all connectivity, but I think now. So I'm going to go ahead and share some scriptures with you, although I can't share the screen with you right now. And I think we're okay. That we're having some bad connection. It looks like when I go off onto the scriptures that I lose connectivity. So I'm just going to have to talk to you without going to the scriptures. I'll just have to quote them to you. I didn't even bring a Bible here with me. So I'm going to have to just quote them to you from memory. I'm going to have to quote them to you. And, of course, we're facing some opposition, but that's okay. So Matthew 24, starting in verse number 25. Yeah, see, when I switch off to go to the Bible on my phone, that's when I lose connectivity. So that's all right. You're going to have to do some of your own homework. You're going to have to do some of your own study here. You're going to have to hew your own rock and carry your own water, as they used to say. So Matthew 24:25 says, that there will be signs coming in the heavens. Signs coming in the heavens. Now you have to be sophisticated, and you have to understand, because you've got to remember that Jesus himself said in the book of Luke, there will be no signs that precede the coming of the Son of Man. So is that a contradiction? No. It just calls for you to be overstanding instead of understanding. Those that are trapped in understanding, understand that Matthew 24 says there'll be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars. Those that overstand realize that Jesus said there won't be any signs. And they realize the Jesuit scripted prophecy is what's trying to be perpetrated upon them. So when everyone is talking about the signs, look at the signs, watch for the signs, the sun, the moon, the stars, the rolling of the waves, nation against nation, wars and rumors of wars, people coming against you. Jesus said, don't worry about that. But when you see it start to happen, if you allow yourself to go into understanding and start worrying about it, then you will forget that Jesus said there's no signs that precede my coming. All these signs and all these wonders that Jesus said not to watch for, if you're looking for signs, you'll fall into understanding. If you're in understanding, you'll look for signs. If you remember what Jesus said and said there aren't any signs, then you won't fall into fear and you can remain in peace. But look at this, it's planet X, it's planet Y, it's planet Q, it's flat, it's pulsars, it's stellar cores, it's solar storms, it's moving poles, it's black holes, it's donut holes, everything's going bad. Okay, you don't understand. You're right, I don't understand. I overstand. Because Jesus said there won't be any signs that precede his coming. Even if there is planet Q, even if it is flat, round, polka dotted, and populated by blue avians. So, there won't be any signs that precede his coming. The kingdom of God is in you. The kingdom of God's in me. And that overstanding keeps you from focusing on the signs and all the bad stuff that happens. And what happens when you focus on Jesus, where he said no signs? You have peace that passes understanding. What happens when you forget about that and start focusing on the signs, be it planet X, be it flat earth, be it pole shift, be it this, be it that? What happens then? You sink into your understanding and you sink into fear. Don't tell me that all of these channels that are talking about all of the horrible things that are going to happen don't put you in fear. They're built on fear. They're sponsored by fear. They're paid through fear. You won't get that around here. Maybe we don't have hundreds of thousands of subscribers yet. But this is the overstanding channel, not the understanding channel. And we may not be first in line, but we might be last standing. Somebody said, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Which one do you want to be in, cousins? So when people are worried about signs, when people are worried about events, and when people are worried about the nations and the continents and everything roiling and everything going bad, I understand, but I overstand. And the reason I overstand is because it doesn't matter. Jesus said, won't be any signs preceding my coming. No signs precede my coming. Because the kingdom of God is in me. And I overstand that the kingdom of God is in me. I overstand I'm divine. I overstand I'm sovereign. I overstand I'm free. I overstand we are divine. We are sovereign. We are free. And it doesn't matter if planet X crashes into the flat earth during the Mandela effect. I understand that I'm way above any of this. I'm way above all of this. And that's why you don't see me getting into fear. That's why you don't see me selling fear. That's why you don't see me pushing fear. Thank you, April. That's why you'll never see me sell it or push it, because I don't believe it. I don't understand. I overstand. That's why I can stay in peace that passes all understanding. There's two ways, ladies and gentlemen. You can believe the fear part and wind up having your heart fail you for fear if you're focused on the signs, on the waves, on the storms, on the planet X, on the flat earth, on the pole shifts, on the solar storms, on the global warming, on the stuff, all of that stuff. Jeff, are you saying none of that's true? I'm saying that it doesn't matter if it's true, because it's the world of understanding, and I'm not in that anymore, and I'm not worried about it because it's irrelevant. I'm not worried about what's going on out there. I'm worried about what's going on in here. And if I got things going on in here right, if I got things going on in here true, if I got things going on in here, it doesn't matter to me what's going on out there. Again, if Planet X crashes into Uranus and then falls onto the flat Earth during the Mandela effect, powered by a solar storm while the pole's shifting, I don't care. It's not that I don't understand. It's that I've past understanding. I live beyond understanding. And I will never come to you and say, oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get ready. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, bad things are going to happen. It's going to get rough. They're going to be chopping heads. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be bad. You never know. Oh my God. You'll never see that here. We don't live in understanding. We live in overstanding. Is any of that going to happen? I don't know. Remember the old Batman? Does any of that happen? Will any of that happen? I don't know. And I don't much care, because I don't care what's going on out there. I care about what's going on in here. And I think that's what Jesus was trying to do. He was trying to tell us, listen, you can live in understanding, worrying about signs, worrying about wonders, worrying about the rolling of the waves, worrying about the toiling of the nations. You can worry about all the bad things that are going to come, and you can live in understanding, but there's a price. Your heart's going to fail you for fear, and people are going to take advantage of you for fear, and people are going to make merchandise of you for fear. Or you can live in overstanding, in peace that passes all understanding. Do you understand? If you've got real peace, none of this fear-mongering stuff matters to you, and none of this fear-mongering stuff has any appeal to you anymore. You'll be like me. You won't care if Planet X enters Uranus and crashes to the flat Earth during the Mandela effect. You won't care. Because you got peace that passes all understanding. Your heart will never fail you for fear. And what it really comes down to is, do you want to live in fear where your heart might fail you? Or do you want to live in divinity, which will allow you to pass understanding and move into and live in overstanding? Jesus said, peace I leave with you. Notice he didn't say peace I give to you. Because even Jesus can't give you peace. There's a lot of things people can give you. They can give you $1 million, but they can't give you peace. They could give you $1 billion and you'd still not have peace. Nobody can give you peace. It's got to come from in here. And if you're all worried about what's going on out there, you'll never have peace in here. So you'll be trapped in the world of understanding. Well, Jeff, I think I'm doing pretty good under the circumstances. Well, my question is to you, why are you under the circumstances? You can stay under the circumstances if you want. Me? I'm over the circumstances. You can try to understand all the mysteries if you want. I'm over the out there mysteries. I'm looking for the in here mysteries. I'm looking for the inside job. I'm looking for the shadow work. I'm looking to get me right. Because if I get me right, it don't matter what happens out here in this old world, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just checking the whiteboard to make sure I got everything covered. Men's hearts failing them for fear. Are you going to live in divinity or are you going to live in fear? Peace I leave with you. Understanding or overstanding. It's up to us, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to us, ladies and gentlemen. And I refuse to be one of the fear mongers. I refuse to be one of the people that says you got to come to me if you want the reality, if you want the truth. I say you got to go to you. I say what Jesus said. There will be no signs that precede my coming. No signs. And there's no sign that gives you any indication about his coming. There's no signs that can make you more relatable to his coming. There's no signs that can take you away from his coming. Because he said, the kingdom of God is in you. You know, everybody's trying to figure out if Planet X is real. Everybody's trying to figure out, is Planet X a planet? Is it a ship? Is it a comet? Is it a pizza pie? Is it something dreamed up? And of course, everything that ever goes wrong is Planet X's fault. Planet X is the new devil. When we were Christians, everything that went wrong we blamed on the devil. Now we got Planet X. Temperatures are rising, it's got to be Planet X. Temperatures are plummeting, it's got to be Planet X. The sun is green, that's Planet X. The sun is white, that's Planet X. I had a loose stool this morning, that's Planet X. Everything's Planet X, ladies and gentlemen. Planet X is the new devil. Used to be the devil behind it. Everybody saw the devil behind every bush. Now everybody sees Planet X behind every sunset. And everything that's ever gone wrong, or everything that's ever gonna go wrong, it's all about Planet X. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Is Planet X real? Don't know. Is Planet X real? Don't care. I know Planet X is real good for scaring folks. I know Planet X is real good for getting subscribers. But do I know it's real? No. And neither do you, because nobody's ever seen, I've got these pictures. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's the new devil. So you got a choice. You can live in trying to understand all this stuff, or you can live in overstanding all this stuff. If you spent, let me ask you this, and I'll close with this because I'm just ranting now. If you spent as much time trying to figure out what's going on out, how much time do you spend trying to figure out what's going on out there? Planet X, flat Earth, stellar cores, solar flares, what are those things? Solar winds, storms, all that stuff. How much time do you spend trying to figure all that out? How much time do you spend trying to figure all this out? You know what the funny thing is? Jesus said that a man could gain the whole world, or a woman could gain the whole world. You could understand everything about Planet X. You could teach Sitchin about Planet X. You could teach the Anunnaki about Planet X. You could learn everything about the shape of the Earth. You could learn everything about the stellar cores. You could learn everything about the pole shift. You could learn everything about the plasma discharges. You could know everything about all that stuff. You could decipher the Mandela effect. You can know everything about this world and still lose your own soul. Jesus said it, not Jeff. What does it profit a man? Nigel's right on cue. If he understands the whole world and yet remains in ignorance about his own soul. Because you can figure all that stuff out, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't say shit. You can figure all that stuff out. But until you figure this out, it don't matter. And conversely, which means the opposite for those of you that are joining from other channels, conversely, if you figure this out, if you figure out we're divine, we're sovereign, we're free, if you get in here and do the soul work, the shadow work, if you get in here and if you've got this all figured out, how much time do you spend trying to figure out all this compared to how much time you spend trying to figure out all this? And guess what? If you've got this figured out and you don't know Planet X from Planet Fitness, doesn't matter. If you got this figured out and you don't know flat earth from flat bread, doesn't matter. If you've got this figured out and you don't know a plasma discharge from a plasma screen, doesn't matter. If you got this figured out and you don't know Planet X from Uranus, and I'm convinced that most sightings of Planet X are reflections of Uranus. I'm convinced of that. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Really doesn't matter. Jesus said a man could understand the whole world and lose his own soul. But he never said a man could understand his own soul and lose in the world. You know why? Because it can't happen. If you're in understanding, a lot of stuff can go bad. If you're in overstanding, you're an overcomer. That's why they're called overcomers, not undercomers. It's kind of nice to be back in the old bunker. I feel kind of nostalgic. Back in the original Illuminati, occultic, red and black background. How do you know it's Illuminati and occultic? Because all of the 33rd degree idiots say it is. It must be true. Ladies and gentlemen, are you going to spend your time trying to understand the signs? Are you going to spend your time trying to understand this world? Or are you going to spend the time trying to understand this world? Because this world is where it matters. This doesn't matter. You know, the supreme irony, and I really am going to quit with this. The supreme irony is, oh, we got to spend all of our time understanding Planet X. We've got to spend all of our time understanding if it's flat. We got to spend all of our time understanding if it's a solar flare or a flare or a plasma discharge or a stellar core or a pole shift. We got to understand all this. We got to know. And you got to help us learn. Why? If it's all a simulation? If you believe it's a simulation, why are you worried about all the details of the simulation? Like Admiral Kirk said, maybe God's not out there. Maybe he's right here in the human heart. And he was right. Jesus said it and Admiral Kirk said it. You can't get any better than that. In the mouth of two witnesses, let every word be established. You got Jesus and you got Admiral Kirk. What could be better? Ladies and gentlemen, understanding, overstanding, failing for fear, peace that passes all understanding. It's up to you. From the original NCKCWB bunker, a couple of miles from beautiful Clearwater Beach during spring break, what's it gonna be? If you like me, subscribe, hit the bell, because you're going to hear some good stuff. If you think I'm dangerous, subscribe, hit the bell, keep an eye on me, because I'm just getting started with this blasphemy and this heresy. If you think it was a shitty show, hit the thumbs down. If you think it was a super show, hit the thumbs up. And next time you hear somebody trying to scare you about signs, next time you hear somebody trying to scare you about how bad things are going to be, remember, they're appealing to your understanding. And if you submit and fall into your understanding, you can be overcome. Your heart can fail you for fear. But if you reject that and say, I don't understand, I overstand, move into the peace that passes all understanding, listen to Admiral Kirk, get into the human heart, that's called unindoctrinating yourself. We are the last generation of real humans. It's time we guide our own spirit. It's time we master our own ascension. It's time we be our own gurus. It's time for us to ask questions. It's time for us to question answers. Do we really believe it's a simulation? Do we really believe we're divine, we're sovereign, and we're free? Do we really believe what Jesus said or not? It's up to you. Well, Jeff, I don't understand. Well, stop trying and overstand. A lot easier that way. We're the last generation of real humans. Ask questions, question answers, and don't you think it's about time to unindoctrinate